about 1:20. There's a laundry rack in the way. I did just look, and then within about 30 seconds of looking forgot what time the clock actually said. It is 13:24. I am off out into town before Channel 5 put on their really ridiculous and absolutely rubbish afternoon movie, or as they called it, the afternoon movie. It does, sorry, I just had a WhatsApp pop up. From the afternoon movies on Channel 5 that I've seen, they seem to be entirely predictable, have actors and actresses that I've never heard of before, so not big name famous actresses and actors, and usually have the word killer in the title. So there's one on earlier on in this year which I think was something like The Killer in the Home, or The Killer Babysitter, or possibly even The Killer Babysitter in the Home. The one yesterday afternoon was The Killer Downstairs. The one this afternoon is The Killer Next Door. I'm wondering if tomorrow's is going to be The Killer Across the Road, or The Killer Across the Street, because it's American. But either way, I am going to be going outside and getting some fresh air. Oh, that was my husband. Just let me know that his shifts are up to date on our shared Google Calendar, which is good. I had a WhatsApp message last night from the cat's owners. The cat's owner, a guy called Mike, who said that they had finally moved. So on the 31st of March, which was the day I thought they were going to be moving, I just sent him a WhatsApp wishing him luck. And he replied back yesterday evening, just before 9 o'clock, saying, "Thank you very much. We were delayed a day because of coronavirus, but we're now all in, safe and safely settled." And I asked what the cat's real name was, because we didn't know, and we only called him Mew because he's very good at meowing. And if I can find it, I will put in a clip now of footage I took. It's actually for Vlogmas, but of him outside our neighbour's flat meowing his little head off. I will put this in after this little talky bit. But anyway, I sort of said, "What is the cat's name?" And he replied back saying Chester. Never in a million years would I have ever thought of Chester as a cat's name. We did try calling him traditional cat names. I mean, we only tried 3 of them, to see if he responded to any of them. So he didn't respond to Tabs or Tabby. He didn't respond to Tom or Thomas or anything like that. And he sort of might have responded a little bit to Socks. So we did wonder if his name was Socks, but never in a million years would we have guessed his name was Chester. But then Mike sent me a photograph of Chester fast asleep on his lap. So it looks like he's happy and settled and with his humans in his new house, which is good, because I was slightly worried that he was going to go missing just before the house move. Although this was making the assumption that everything was going to be loaded into one very big lorry, all on the same day. But anyway, that the cat was going to see this and realise that something was up and get very freaked out and spooked out by it and go missing and not come back. And not be here, but not be with the family and moving house. I think what actually happened was the family had a smaller van and moved in bits, bit by bit. So I don't know how many van loads of stuff they took, but I think that's what they did. So maybe the fact it was a lot smaller scale and a lot more subtle caused Chester to be less upset. I don't know. But yes, Not My Cat is now safe in his new home with his family and his little humans. Can I say hello? Hello? Hello there. So yeah, we've nicknamed this cat Mew because all he or she does is wait under the window and meow to be let in. Right, onwards to town. So without doubt that was really slightly freaky. I was after some vitamin D tablets for a friend of mine. I went into the shopping arcade. There's a security guard at the door, so I had to explain where I was going. I said that I wanted either Superdrug, Boots or Holland & Barrett, and I was told that Superdrug was closed, Boots was opening at 2 o'clock, they're on their lunch break at the moment, but Holland & Barrett might be open, so I went there. Holland & Barrett have the rule of only 2 customers in at a time, which is fine, but they had the door locked. So I tried opening the door, couldn't get in, and somebody had to unlock the door to let me in to make sure there were only 2 customers at a time. And then I phoned my friend to ask if I'd got the right thing and woke her found the first advantage of COVID-19, and that is that the BBC no longer have to broadcast, or no longer are able to broadcast Question Time. First thing I've found. Only thing I've found. Probably the only thing I will find. So yeah, went into town today earlier, which I got some footage of. I went into the shopping arcade because I was looking for vitamin T tablets, and there was a security guard at the door. There's only one door of the arcade open now. Security guard at the door asking me where I was going. I said I needed vitamin D tablets, which meant either Boots, Superdrug or Holland & Barrett. And he told me that Superdrug was closed. Boots was closed for the time being and would open at 2 o'clock for their lunch break. And I could try Holland & Barrett. So I went to Holland & Barrett. I can't remember if I said any of this earlier, to be honest. But I went to Holland & Barrett and they had a 2 customer in the store policy. So I went and looked and didn't see any of the other customers in there. Went to open the door and the door was locked. And one of the staff members saw me and unlocked the door. So they're actually having to lock people in and out of the shop. So found the vitamin D tablets I was looking for. Now they explicitly said vitamin D3 and I wasn't entirely sure if that was right. So I phoned my friend just to say, I'm in Holland & Barrett, this is what I've got with me, is this what you were looking for? Which it was. Didn't realise I'd woken her up until I heard the very sleepy voice on the end of the phone, but that's just one of those unfortunate things. She was taking a break during the day. And that was that. And I think the door was locked behind me when I went out. I did kind of wish I'd been able to take more footage of the shopping arcade, but such is. I'm always slightly cautious about filming people without their permission. And then came back, our bins have been emptied. So our council at the moment are doing bins. So what normally happens is that bins go every week and one of the recycling bins goes every week, but we have 2 recycling bins and they alternate. So week 1 will be rubbish and paper. Week 2 will be rubbish, plastics, cans and glass. Week 3 will be bin and paper, etc, etc, etc. Only now the recycling bins apparently are being taken out once every 4 weeks instead of once a fortnight. And it's not entirely clear which one's which. And to add to that, the week before lockdown started, the subcontractors that take out the rubbish were on strike. So I really pity the people who are on the recycling, not the recycling team, the social media team, because every time they come up with an update saying this is what's going on with the bins, they are always met with a flurry of people saying, oh yes, but what about our rubbish, because our rubbish hasn't been collected, blah 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 blah. So our recycling was taken yesterday, our rubbish was taken today, but for us, as part of the trying not to put too much stuff in the recycling bin because we don't know how long it's going to be before it gets emptied, we are separating glass because there are bottle banks near us. So we are saving the space in our recycling bin for plastics and cans, which has involved a lot of stamping on cans. So yeah, that's completely boring and mundane and everyday, but we have now had our recycling and our rubbish emptied. Made dinner for this evening. We have sweet and sour noodles. I've done some more editing. We watched a programme called The Station Trouble on the Tracks, which is about Birmingham New Street Station, which is basically I think it's it's the ITV version of Paddington Station. So Channel 5, I think it is, have done Paddington Station, which is all about Paddington Station and Great Western Railway, because there's a lot they do about from Swindon and around the control room that's in Swindon. So it looks like ITV have done their own version based around Birmingham New Street. And because we're both slightly geeky about trains, I think James possibly more than me, that was our evening viewing for this evening. Tomorrow, Friday, end of the week. Not that I would know, because this, the whole world has sort of got this monotony to it, and nobody quite knows what day it is and what time it is, and nobody seems to be eating proper meals or regular meals, and yeah, sleep's all out there. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore now. On that note, good night.